Hi, everyone. Welcome to our walkthrough of the Brightspace Learning Management System. My name is Sam, and I work with SUNY Online students. I am also joined by Dr. Denise Gagno, who will be presenting a walkthrough of our new online course system. To get started, let's take a look at our agenda for this session. Today, we're going to talk about how to access your online courses with SUNY. After going over important aspects of the online course experience, we will discuss some of the ways you can ensure your academic success. As an online student with SUNY, you will be using a system called Brightspace for your virtual classroom experience. If you are accepted and have registered for your classes, you will gain access to Brightspace about a week before classes start. In Brightspace, you will find class information, course content, assignments, discussion boards, chat rooms, and more. Let's review some basics to get you started. Many of you have access to a formal orientation to Brightspace through your campus. If you are unsure of how to access that orientation or would like a little more guidance following this workshop, please contact your campus. In today's session, we will touch on how to get logged in to Brightspace, how to get around your courses, and we will also share some helpful features within Brightspace that can make your online experience easier. I want to call your attention to the statistic on the screen. The Office of Decision Support at SUNY Empire State College analyzed data from undergraduate online courses in 2015. The data indicated that students who participated consistently through the first month of their online course were 6 times more likely to earn a passing grade than students who did not engage consistently during the first month. What counts as engagement? Logging into your course, making discussion posts, and submitting work on time. Again, your campus will inform you how to access Brightspace. Most of you will find a link or a specific button in your campus portal. In general, though, you will log into Brightspace using your campus username and password on your school's login screen. Your campus will likely provide you an opportunity to first check out your courses during preview week, which is available as early as 1 week before classes officially start. Preview week gives you the opportunity to take an early look at the syllabus, assignments, and discussion boards so you can start to add due dates to your calendar and stay on top of the work throughout the semester. Sometimes you can even get a head start on your readings or assignments. Each term, plan to sign into Brightspace at least 3 times a week to avoid falling behind. Keep an eye on those due dates. You might have assignments, discussions, and readings to complete each week, and logging in regularly is a great way to stay on top of them. Once you have logged into Brightspace, you will see a homepage that displays all of your online courses that are active. The image on your screen is an example of a Brightspace homepage, but yours might look a little different based on your campus. Expect to see different colors, different wording, or even a slightly different display of all the key features. It's a good idea to click into the different menu and navigation options in each course to make you feel comfortable. This homepage also shows a helpful calendar of upcoming important dates and deadlines, as well as announcements posted by your professors or campus. The upcoming events section in the calendar function can be very helpful for tracking deadlines, but keep in mind that some instructors might not list every deadline here. You'll want to look into your specific course to be certain of assignments and due dates. To enter a virtual classroom, click on the title of the course on your Brightspace homepage. If the semester begins and you still don't see a course that you expect to see listed here, check in with your campus just to make sure you're all set. Now that we've entered the virtual classroom, I'm going to hand it over to Dr. Gagno to show us some key features of navigating your course.
Thank you very much, Sam. Great. So I will be walking you through the Brightspace learning environment so we can all get comfortable navigating some of the basics of an online course. One of the things that you can see immediately in the Brightspace learning environment is the course bar along the top. This will have relevant course links and information. Bear in mind, it may look a little different at your campus. There may be different words used up here. It could have different options along the top bar. But in general, there will be a top course information bar. So, and as we kind of scroll through here, this is an example of a course that I'm logged into. You can see different options to kind of log in. There could be an announcement section, so definitely kind of keep an eye on here for important information from your instructor. It could be information such as updated contact information, important updates to different due dates of your assignments, or additions, or to different assignments or discussion boards. So definitely kind of keep an eye on there. There may be some, your professor's bio may be in there, information. There could be a calendar function here, a list of different assignments and due dates, activity feeds, and so forth. Again, it may be arranged a little bit differently for your course or your campus, but this is an example of what a course may look like for you. So diving in here, a lot of students may ask, what do I do on the first day of my online class or during preview week? Where do I go? How do I start? First thing to do is typically locate kind of course information. There also may be a section that says start here, like there is for this course. So I'm going to go ahead and click start here and see what's involved. So I can see here within this course, there's a welcome video that the instructor has posted. Your instructor or your campus may or may not have that. I do see a link that says start here. Strategies for successful online study. I'm going to go ahead and click start here. Looks like there's some different instructions on, what I should be doing. So that will be helpful. One thing that we typically recommend doing is locating your syllabus right at the beginning of logging into your course. A syllabus could also be called course information, learning contract, could be a number of different things based on your campus. So I'm going to go up to the word content. Again, it could look a little bit different. I also see a course information button here. I'm going to click that, and I do see here the syllabus. So in a syllabus, there could be information on your course schedule, deadlines, assignment and grading rubrics, course expectations and policies, communication expectations, information about your professor. This may all be contained within the syllabus. Again, sometimes there could be deadlines within the syllabus, sometimes it won't. It will vary based on your instructor and your course. It may also have accessibility and accommodation information if that's something that you require. Especially something that's good to note within the syllabus is your professor office hours, their availability, how to contact them, and definitely those late submission deadlines, which sometimes, as we all know, life happens, so important to make note of that. Definitely worth referring back to the syllabus during the course, maybe even download it onto your phone or computer and refer back to it as needed. Something else that's important to note, I know that we saw the calendar feature on the homepage of the course. The calendar feature will only work if your instructor actually populates the deadlines. That will vary based on course, instructor, and maybe even your campus. For example, an instructor in a course may upload a PDF document with all of the course dates, in which case they have not uploaded the deadlines into the calendar. So those deadlines would not populate into the calendar. So that is something that is definitely great to review. if your campus provides a preview week. And during that preview week, if it's provided by your campus or even on the first day of your classes, it's a really good idea to click around the tabs, open links, make sure the textbooks, if they're embedded within the course, or if you have any sort of third-party software that is part of your course, or whatever may be involved, start to click around, start to get familiar with navigating the environment, so that way you feel a little bit more comfortable. So next thing we'll take a look at is accessing a module. So your online course will most likely be broken down into modules. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look here. A module is a term used to describe online lessons or units. They usually contain content and activities in the course organized to create a clear learning path. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at a module. So I clicked into here, module 1, and I'm just going to start here where it says module 1. But there's some few things that I want to kind of note here. You can click the alternative formats button, especially if you need to use things like an e-reader, kind of audio reader, things like that. There's also the option to download the content within the module, whatever kind of works for you. If you wanted to just open a module 1 and use these arrows along the top or the bottom to navigate within the course, you can absolutely do so. So I'm going to go ahead and click in through here. One thing that Brightspace is very good at is giving you lots of different ways to access the same information. So in one case that may be useful, that when students are, kind of looking through their module, determining which sections of the module to really focus on, they'll first look at the assignments or discussions that are for the module that are going to kind of be covered. So you may want to first kind of look at the prompts for the assignments and discussions that are a part of the module before you kind of open up some of the readings that are involved in the module. So you can do that, again, using these buttons on the top or the bottom with the arrows. You can also use this table of contents options on the side, little arrow near the top, and I can go ahead and click here and see the module 1 assignment. To go here, I can also click content at the top course bar, and I can see the module 1 assignment here. Multiple different ways to get to the same information. So I'm going to go back to the reading and resources. This may be kind of the meat and potatoes of this course. And you can go ahead and often there might be videos in here. There could be, information on which readings to do out of your textbook. Again, different information here. So spend some time here, depending again on your course. The length of a module will vary based on the instructor or the class. It may be a module a week for one course, or a module may last 2 months for another course. So that's something to be mindful of as you're first logging into your course. So next, we're going to focus on finding and submitting your assignments. So again, we already kind of looked at one way of doing it, which is just kind of clicking through the module, and I can see the module assignment right here. You can also click the assignments button at the top of the menu bar. So that way you can see a list of all the assignments that are part of your course. All the different ones you'll be working on. So first, we're going to select an assignment. Here you can, preview the name of the assignment. You can see if you made a submission. So you can see here that it said not submitted. This may look a little different based on your campus. Once you submit something, if you click submit, it may say submitted. I've also seen it where if the completion status is a 0, that means it's not submitted, or if you see a 1 there, it means it is submitted. So those are some examples of ways that it might look a little bit different. If you kind of click here, there may be some additional instructions on, submitting the assignment prompt, information on any associated, resources. Sometimes the instructions will be, right here, all typed out. Sometimes there may be a link in here to download the assignments. Sometimes you may need to look in the syllabus or another document in the course information section to find additional instructions. So definitely kind of get familiar with the specific course and where the information may be located. From here, you may be able to upload your document or record audio or video based on the requirements of the assignment. So that means that you will create your work separately, like in Word or Excel or Google Docs, and then upload the file here. So make sure you also, when you do that, you click the submit button at the top. And then you could also, just to be on the safe side, go back into the assignments button at the top. So that way you can see, if your completion status still says not submitted or submitted, just way to kind of double or triple check your work here. So if you think you've submitted something, but it's not showing up here, it's definitely worth an email to your instructor. Especially if you tried to submit a few times and it's still not showing up, either your instructor or, your campus help desk is also going to be useful here. So great. So we're going to kind of move on to look at another section that is often part of an online course, which are discussion boards. Discussion boards are, typically your instructor will post some sort of prompt, and you usually have to respond to the prompt with a post of your own, and also respond to posts made by other students within the class. It is meant to kind of simulate in-class participation and really help drive home the lessons learned in the modules. So we'll go ahead and click in an example of one. Like assignments, make sure to review the instructions and the prompts for the post. It's also important to make note of the instructor expectations for discussions, which may be noted right here. There is a link here, for example, to a rubric. That is important to note here, or it could be back in that course information section that's part of another part of the course. It's going to be important to note if your instructor requires, for instance, your initial post by Wednesday and 2 posts by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Again, these deadlines may or may not be uploaded into the calendar function of Brightspace, so definitely kind of make note of them on your own. So make sure you read the prompt carefully. Sometimes there will be different instructions for an initial post and then your responses. For your initial post, you go ahead and click start a new thread. You may wish to kind of enter a subject here. You can, type in your post here. There's also sometimes your instructor may require you to insert different types of media, a recording or an audio recording, video recording. There's a few different ways to kind of do this. You can click the insert image button to, if you have a YouTube link or other kind of hyperlink or media library, things like that, you can do it there. Or you can use the add attachments button down underneath the text box. You can see that you can upload files. You can also have the option to record video or audio here. So you can make sure to select the word post. I could also say submit or something else depending on your campus. There's also the option, if it's not already checked for you, to subscribe to this, to a thread. And then if you have anybody who responds to you, you can kind of see at the top here at Brightspace this alarm bell. You can click that and it will give you some options about different notifications that may pop up for you. So, right, moving on to another section to review will be the Grade Center. This will be where you can, confirm submission, view feedback on all of the different assignments within your course and discussions, if there's exams. This is where you can kind of see that here as well. So. Right, so we are next going to look at quizzes and tests. In this course, for this campus, I have to click the course tools option to click quizzes. It could be that your course may not have them. For example, this course does not. So I am going to pop out of this course and I'm going to hop into the Brightspace Fundamentals course to take a look here. Okay, actually. There we go. Quizzes. Okay, great. So here's an example of what a quiz, might look like within your course. Before you begin your quiz, make sure to review the instructions for the quiz. You can kind of see some instructions here. How much time you have to take. For instance, for this quiz, you can see it says time allowed. And also how many times you can take. So here you can see it says attempts allowed. Limited how many times perhaps you've completed it. Again, it will vary based on your campus and or your instructor. It's important to have a place to take the test with a reliable internet connection and enough time to take the test, and ideally a quiet spot to take the test. It is also important to, be mindful of time. So if your test has to be submitted at 11:59 p.m. on a Sunday night, it's definitely not best practice to start the test at 11:30 p.m. If you run into any technical issues, make sure to call the help desk, contact your instructor ASAP. I also encourage students to make note of any error messages that may have popped up while you're taking it, just so you have that kind of information. Last thing we're going to take a look at is communicating with your instructor or other students. So there are options within Brightspace to both instant message and email. The best practice is to email your instructor, not use instant message. Use the email function to reach out to your instructor with questions about assignments or content, and to request extensions or accommodations where appropriate. You would typically click the compose button and then look up the appropriate person through the address book function. You can also use it to communicate with your classmates. You also can use the instant message function to communicate with your classmates as well. You can use it to connect with your network. Perhaps you can try setting up a study group with other students in your class. Definitely a lot of options for you. So that about covers the basics. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to Sam, who is going to go ahead and share some additional helpful information about working in Brightspace.
Thanks, Denise. That was a really helpful walkthrough. So far, we've really emphasized the importance of keeping up on your coursework as an online student. You should plan to use your computer for those course readings, resources, creating a discussion post, and submitting tests, quizzes, and assignments that Denise just walked through. When you're not at your computer, though, you can access the Brightspace Pulse app to check course information on the go. You can download the app for free and log in with your campus credentials. Here, you can double check your due dates, view your grades, access the course calendar, and be in control of your progress throughout your course. As you check in on your course, you might have a question about an assignment, or you might want to even improve your grades. The nice part is, throughout your studies, your campus offers resources that are included with your tuition and fees. These resources can include tutoring, library access, and office hours with your instructors. If you run into any difficulty accessing or utilizing Brightspace, you can reach out to your campus technical support team or help desk. Their general contact information is available online, usually through your campus portal. At the bottom of your screen currently, we've provided a web link where you can search for your campus help desk information if you're unable to find it in your campus portal. We've covered a lot of information today, and I really thank you for staying with us. In summary, Plan to log into Brightspace during preview week, which is the week leading up to the first day of class. Get in the habit of logging in almost every day and use the Pulse mobile app to stay on top of deadlines and your course progress. When you have a question, take advantage of your campus resources. Thank you again for joining us. I hope this information was helpful to you.